Hello and welcome, everybody. Hi, how are you? How are we today? We are Tabletop Anthologies, and with me is the crew of Blackjack, the M4 Sherman. We are playing War Stories, a World War II RPG. Our boys just got off the Utah beach and are starting to move inland with the 4 other tanks and their platoon. Last we left off, the boys were heading west towards Audouville to assist the 101st in taking the city and knocking out the artillery that's still raining down on Utah Beach. As they started to move westward, Blackjack got into a little bit of trouble because the roads, they're muddy from all the flooding that the Germans did to prevent the movement inland. But our driver, Buddy Guy, he kept his cool and kept the tank on the road. And then they came upon a random house just south of them. And as they pulled up, they saw some Germans coming out of the house, and one of them holding a white flag, to which their Lieutenant Finkelstein asked them to pull in, clear the house, and Charlie Mike. So that's where we'll pick up. And real quick, today we've got 4 players with us today. The TC, Kris Knoblauch, played by Forlath. Mr. Handsome himself is here.
So it says the commander of German forces in Normandy, Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, where have we heard that name before, had ordered the lock at La Barquette to be opened at high tide in order to flood the area and closed at low tide to hold the waters in. I did not know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They flooded the hell out of it. That's why...
when you said that, I just thought you were a dipshit. I didn't know that.
No, they would post a lot of huge, logs going crisscross in a lot of the open fields and stuff, and they would put teller mines on top. So when the gliders or paratroopers came in, if they hit the mines, kaboom.
What was that?
Kaboom. You like? Huh?
I love the effects, man.
That was the earth-shattering kaboom.
Production value.
Thank you. Thank you.
I went into mod view to delete that post. I didn't realize it was. I didn't realize who it was at first. I thought that was spam.
Sorry, Ballard. Hades didn't mean to do it.
Art.
I didn't. I was scanning it before I clicked anything, and I was like, "Oh wait, that's."
Oh man.
I still see it. It didn't disappear, so hopefully.
Yeah, no, I didn't. It just,
okay.
He's about to
first message in is a block of text. I'm like, yeah, this is get viewers or some.
Oh,
well, God. Our gunner, the man who can't miss a damn thing and let the GM have some wins. He's with us as well. Played by Judge Wolf, Joseph Ojos Bishop.
You're doing that thing with your mic again.
Yeah, stop fucking eating your mic.
Not eating my mic.
Then what are you doing?
I don't know. It's right in front of me.
I'm not upset at you, Dion. I'm upset at Knoblauch for completely fucking cock blocking my introduction. Your name's no longer Knoblauch, it's Cockblock. I was getting ready to say something, and then here comes Knoblauch. We changed your microphone.
Wow, that sounds just like me.
I did. It sounded perfect. I'm. Good afternoon.
Hi, welcome. Glad you could be with us. Maybe today I'll have the opportunity to shoot you.
Nope.
Our driver, Tech 5, played by Severian himself, Buddy Guy. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
We're
Can't
happy
wait
you're
to
here.
drive the tank.
We're happy you're here. Let me adjust that. That's loud. Seems loud. And our loader, who has only pinched his fingers a couple times in the breach, Calvin Horner, little Calvin Horner, played by Hades the Great.
Locked and loaded, sir.
Locked and loaded.
How
So
tall is Calvin Horner? Are you little Calvin Horner, or are you a big Calvin Horner?
Huh. Is it in my sheet? Let's check my sheet.
I don't know.
Why? What does this change?
Nothing.
What are you gonna do?
Nothing. What am I gonna do? I'm on your side.
I'm only 18. I'm just a little guy.
I'm only 20 years old.
Ain't I precocious?
Well, does anybody have any questions before we get started?
Other than my height. Is this a dating profile? First message you send me?
Yeah, what if it is? No questions? All right,
Get on with it!
So we last left off, like I said, they were getting ready to pull up to the house. Babe said he was gonna go to the west side of the home as Blackjack started to pull in, and that is where we...
Yeah, that isn't what I said at fucking all, but
Is it?
that's cool.
Well, refresh me there.
No, that's
Handsome
fine.
man.
I
No.
said we should do a whole, stop up the road because they're obviously going to hear our tanks come in and sneak through the brush and do a house sweep. And I just finished saying this, and you said, and then your tanks pull around the corner, and here they all come out waving a white flag. Well, okay, so much for that fucking plan of action.
Is that like where the net just suddenly appears above all the players?
Hey, there was nothing wrong with that plan. I still
That was a
stand by
great
that
plan. That was a great plan.
Are
with
you
the-
are you a crunchy at heart, man? You
What is it with you? You're allowed to leave the tank.
You
You're
jump
allowed to
out of
get
this
out
tank.
of the tank.
You jump out of it all the
You're like the
time.
motherfucker
He's
from
claustrophobic.
Apocalypse Now, where-
Is that
Never
what it
leave
is?
the
Are you
boat.
claustrophobic?
Never leave the
Knoblauch?
boat.
He doesn't like the smell of sweet peas feet.
Well.
No, TCs, they were known to jump out of the tank and do some recon.
Well,
that did happen.
if this is an average, right? Fucking Knoblauch is skewing it hard to the outside.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about Bishop here. Shall we talk about Bishop here? This is Bishop. Hey, in this, I know this is an exercise, but when it comes right down to it, you really should just let everyone else get killed because at the end of the day, we're who's important.
Yep.
And you should really kill anyone who's a threat to our tank.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, you want to put crunchies out there first before we go through the gap. That's kind of fucked up because, we're supposed to protect the crunchies.
No. See,
And
this is
so,
your problem.
and so the fact
You're
that you
not
want to put
seeing
us
it.
out there.
Knoblauch, you're not seeing it. You
It's
are
risk.
drawing
It's
attention
our
to our
job.
tank. You are
And
drawing our
protect the
attention
crunchies.
to our tank.
Oh,
You're
hey,
drawing
look,
attention
there's
to our tank.
snipers shooting at us. There's snipers
Cover
shooting
the
at us.
stick.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
fighting.
let's kill the snipers. Oh, you just wasted valuable bullets trying to kill snipers. The snipers were just going to go home and be
Yeah.
good Germans after this
Because
anyways.
we had a legitimate target to engage. Why
And
are we
then-
going to shoot at the guy that happened?
And then, we're going to stop here before the top of the crest of the hill because someone's trying to blow the shit out of us. And why are we stopping at the crest? Why don't we just do? What are we supposed to hit from here?
Yeah, because if we could get up, I can kill it. Why we're just getting hit with ricochets sitting down there in the trench. You almost got us killed, Knoblauch.
I saved your ass.
You almost got us killed because you would
I
not let me engage
saved
the target.
Your
Is
motherfucking
Ricochet
ass.
Nick Lachey's brother?
Don't make me turn this tank around.
You make me sad, Bishop. So be it.
I mean, you can get on this gun anytime.
So be it. Come along,
Do
Patsy.
you do the wrestling thing after you say that just now? Get on this gun anytime.
Yes, I did.
Are the boys in the tank happy now? You guys better? Did you guys get it out?
No.
Are you guys gonna fight over who gets the next can of beans?
No.
Most of us
No.
are just anxious now for mom and dad fighting.
No,
Well,
the atmosphere is
I
good.
mean, that's what happened. You spend all this time in a tank with 5 people smelling their piss, shit, and farts, and
Okay, now we get the lecture. Oh, okay, Dad.
and this is how it happens. But
No, I value my crew. They're a well-oiled instrument.
so, yeah, we did leave off where you guys were pulling up to the house, right? I'm not making that up, right? I'm not just bringing that out of my ass.
Hey, if they all just walked out with their hands in the
remember them
air,
waving the
then
flag.
let's roll with that. I mean, the fact that there was the Nazi, the SS officer with them in the black uniform, that's going to make for some interesting role play. So let's just stick with it.
Now you get meta.
Okay.
I
So-
remember being worried that Oho was just going to shoot anyway, despite the white flag.
I was thinking about it.
No, because he doesn't want to waste ammo.
Is it wasting ammo when you get a point-blank shot?
Well, I mean, Sweet Pea could do that. Like, I'm not. That's true. I would be wasting ammo.
Yeah, we just got to refill. Anyway, I'm not condoning war crimes here.
I mean,
Seb,
we
you'll
could
get
go
to be
just knife
sleepy
all
today,
three of
Seb.
them. Right? There was 3 of them. What there was, right? We could just
No,
go
there
knife.
I thought there was more than that.
Let's stick
It's
a
like
knife in
6
there.
or something, right?
Go stick a knife in their fucking throats. That's easier.
No, there was 5. I just didn't have. I just used the token because I put 3 guys together when I made the token. So that's So it's 5 total. 2.
So they're standing out front. They're waving a white flag. They got their hands up. Are any of them carrying any sort of firearms?
The infantry all have their rifles, but they're held up in the air. And give me a perception check real quick. Are you out of the tank?
Yeah, I got
you
my
have
head stick.
You have to ask that.
Out of the hatch.
I'm gonna
Not
button
outside.
up front when they do that, when they walk out.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
Button up in the front.
Okay, hold on. Perception. Got it.
Perception.
Here we are.
And I fixed the sheets, so the sheets should be linked to the tokens. So. All right.
2 sixes, baby.
Yeah, extra success. What do you want to do with it? Bank
I
it.
want to be super perceptive.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, like I said, you see the German infantry walking up. Both hands are up. They're all carrying rifles. They are above their heads. The one in the rear doesn't have a rifle, but he does have the white flag that's being held in the air.
But
The
the SS guy?
So he's walking behind. His hands are up, but they're not like up like everybody else's. There seems to be a stout pride to him. Even as he's walking out surrendering, around his chest, you do see a shoulder holster, and you do see a sidearm in the shoulder holster.
Okay, I'm sticking up I got my head out of the hatch. We see this. Who's right behind us? Is it Finkelstein?
No,
The
you
other
have
tank?
Babe, so it's Sergeant Roy Davis.
Okay. All right. So I say over the speaker over the radio to intertank radio to Roy Davis. Hey, Sarge Davis, you seeing this?
So he comes across and he says, Knoblauch, I can see some of it, but the rest of my crew can't behind these hedgerows.
Right. Hold your fire, but cover us. So I stand up a little bit, right, and I shout out, Waffen fallen lassen! Waffen fallen lassen! Which translates as, drop your weapons.
Let's see here. So, I need... Let's do this. Go ahead and give me a command roll there, TC. +2.
Command roll. +2. That wasn't me!
I know.
This is me. 6, 6, 2 6s.
Okay.
Are we at a stop right now, or are we slowly rolling forward? As this is happening.
I don't know, driver. You were driving.
that's
You're
up
the
to
one
you.
driving, man. What the hell?
Okay, well that was going to determine what I say next. Hey TC, what's the call? Are we rolling?
Spin us around towards this house.
You got it.
Keep your eyes on him.
I control it.
Hey, Sweet Pea.
You should be able to, yeah.
Stay locked and loaded.
Okay.
Seb's gonna be Sweet Pea today. So,
Longest you should be able to do his voice.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what's happening?
you all get shot and the game's over.
Hey, that was fun.
Understand.
So, when you shout that out, every single one of the German infantry, they lay down their rifles and they continue to hold their hands up. The SS guy just keeps his hands up. He doesn't make a move for the weapon or anything like that, and his arms just kind of go up and down a little bit, but he holds them up. And they
Can I
have
continue?
frozen in their position as to where they are. Yes, you can continue.
Okay. Offizier, kommt vorwärts! Offizier, kommt vorwärts! Which is officer, come forwards. I'm just assuming that guy's an officer.
Yeah, he is. So he steps forward a little bit, but he's still standing next to his men.
Weiter, weiter, na komm.
What's that mean?
It's, keep coming, keep coming. I wait
Stops.
until he's like, I don't know, 10 feet in front of the tank.
It's about as close as he's getting.
Okay, what are the other ones doing?
They're
Just
they're standing next to the rifles that they laid down. Everybody's hands are in the air, and one guy is still holding the white flag.
okay. Sweet Pea, if you hear any shots fired, you light them up.
I heard that.
Okay.
How was that? I don't know. Just thinking. Sure.
Okay. Wer sind Sie? Was machen Sie hier? Who are you? What are you doing here?
So that is gonna be. Let's find it here. I need you to roll me a persuasion check. And a +1 because you're sitting inside a tank and there happens to be several large weapons pointed at this tiny guy.
Yes, 2 6s.
Okay, what do you want to do with the extra success?
Try to get more information out of him, I guess. I don't know. Be more persuasive.
Okay. He stands up and he starts shouting, and this is going to be difficult for you to hear because the tank is running and you're also inside of the tank.
No, I'm not.
You're inside the hatch, right?
Oh, yeah, but I got my head sticking out.
Okay, yeah, it's still gonna be hard to hear because that engine
Okay.
is
All
still.
right, fine. Yeah,
heavy.
I got you. Okay, I'm with you.
All right, let me find him real quick. There we are. Where did his name go? All right. So he shouts, "I am Lieutenant Yankee, and I am in charge of this OP."
And what are your orders?
And he shouts, "I report to General Lieutenant Karl Wilhelm Schleiben. He is the main CP of the Utah area, located in the Chiffrevast Chateau." I went from
Anyone
German
else
to
in that
French.
house?
Nine.
What is the disposition of forces ahead?
Ahead, What do you mean?
Is there any big surprises waiting on us?
What direction?
Straight ahead. Wait, what's the name of that town we're headed into?
Audouville.
Audouville.
He looks and kind of looks around a little bit, and there are Germans everywhere. You can't run, American man.
Did he just say you can't run, American man?
He did.
What do you think? Should we bust him in the mouth?
Could
Anybody?
slip on the gear a little bit, start moving forward.
Yes, yes, that.
Lurch.
Yeah, so what Sev said. He revs the engine a bit. Moves a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Sev,
I'll
all
do
right.
that.
Give me an operate roll, sir.
If there are botches in this game, if he botches, does he run him over?
Maybe.
You know
Maybe.
what really grinds my gears?
Dead Nazis?
A foobar roll on.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, what happens when you don't succeed at your, you run him over by accident. It's the show, of course, that you slide.
Okay, so, yeah, you rev the engine, but the tank doesn't move. So I guess, describe to me what's going on, Sev.
Okay, yeah, exactly that. I hear that he's kind of not getting the answers that he wants out there, so I rev the engine a little bit to try and give it a little jerk towards him, like I'm about to run him over, and show a little show of force, I guess. But maybe it not quite as intimidating as I expected.
Yeah, let's see.
Maybe I
here.
grind some gears,
Oh, okay.
It doesn't rev so much as it just grinds.
Okay, so, when that happens, he tries to, he's still got his chest puffed out, Mr. I'm above everybody in the whole world. But when you do that, he does show a little bit of weakness initially and kind of jerks back a little bit, but remains standing firm.
I'm going to give you one more chance at this. Any surprises up ahead on this road? Mines, ambushes, anti-tank, ballistics, anything of that nature.
On this road? 9. But you will meet your fate in the city.
Go on.
What are we doing with these guys, TC?
Yeah, just hold on. Just hold on, buddy guy. Yeah? What will be waiting for us in the city?
And he looks around and he says, "The more German troops."
How many German troops in the city? I'm losing my patience.
And he kind of holds his hand up like that.
I get on the phone, as it were, to Lieutenant Finkelstein, and I say, "We got some krauts up here, Lieutenant. One of them looks like SS. He's not being very cooperative. What do you want to do with him? Should I just send him towards the rear, disarm him, and send him back?"
So as you're starting to do that, they're very carefully, just to the north of you, so behind you, but to the side of Babe. They're on the muddy slope, kind of creeping on by, and they're actually still moving westward. And he says, he comes across the radio and he says, "TCS, up to you. Secure the building and the troops, send them packing, and meet up with us to the west."
Roger that, Lieutenant.
And they continue to drive by and eventually get back onto that road and start to head west.
Okay, is Babe sticking with us?
Yeah, Babe is still on your rear, or your left now, I should say.
Go ahead and pull up, buddy guy. Take it slow. And I say to the SS guy, I say, "House and bake, which means get out of the way.
So he starts backing up, and he's now standing with his troops. Sergeant Davis comes across the air. "Where do you want me?"
Just gap in the hedgerows. Keep them covered. All right, that's far enough for the guy.
So you want him basically where you guys came from?
Yeah. Where we were with the, yeah.
Okay. So he
Who's
pulls
gonna get
up
out
there.
and help me process these guys? I'm asking for volunteers.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, so I've got Calvin with me. Obviously, Buddy Guy's staying on the
Obviously.
controls. We've got Sweet Pea on the guns. Hopefully, he doesn't shoot us. Bishop, help us out. Climb out.
Yeah, sure. I just leave the biggest gun in the tank unmanned.
Oh, just get the fuck out of the.
Everybody roll me a perception check. This is for, I'm gonna have you do 2, but I want you to do the first one.
Got a lot of sass towards me today, man.
I've been carrying a lot of sadness recently.
Yeah, I can see the amount of seepage coming from your anus is just
Wow. Yeah, I got nothing.
All right.
I got
so
a success.
looks like Wolf and Hades. So Ojos and Calvin, you guys. First thing you guys notice. Yes, go ahead.
Can I say? Okay. I was just wanting to say that as I get out, I do bring my trench sweeper.
Okay. Yeah. You're.
and I'm getting the Thompson off off of our tank.
Yeah,
Okay.
before I tried to like retcon anything, because whatever, if I'm getting out and having to touch crowds, then I'm putting trench sweeper.
I put my gloves. I got the touch.
So as you guys start to climb down,
So you should know this first.
you two notice that in one of the chimneys there is some smoke that starts to come out. Okay, so that's the first perception roll, and then you guys can RP this in a second. So give me the second perception roll.
All of us?
All of us.
I got a 6.
What's the range on this check, by the way?
In terms of
Yeah,
like
doesn't matter.
just
You
this
could
whole
add-
area-
I
the
could-
whole
I
area
could add-
outside.
add in a bonus. I could add in a bonus.
okay.
I
I mean, it's this whole map, so like at least this front area where you're at. You know, obviously not to the west behind the house, but
That's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm good. Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
all right. So Sev and Wolf, you both have extra successes. What do you want to do with that? Bank, more perception, which is a house rule.
Yeah, give me. I want. What do my elf eyes see?
Okay. And
Yeah,
Should have
same.
used that.
I'm full of lucky strikes.
okay. Not only do you notice some of you notice the smoke starting to come out of one of the chimneys inside the home. You notice that this Kubelwagen down here to the south, its engine is running, and the driver's side door is open.
So as I'm coming out of the turret, I'm reaching down and grabbing the Thompson, and I kind of look up and see the smoke, see the truck, and I'm sliding back down into the turret, yelling like, "There's somebody inside! They're doing something in there!" And then I'm getting back onto my gun.
Yeah, that smoke wasn't coming up when we first rolled into this joint.
Yeah, I back away, try to get behind the tank if I can.
Okay. Yeah. Let me pull your characters in here since you guys are out.
Would I have radio contact with anyone in Babe just sitting there in the driver's seat? I don't know if there's like a radio next to
With
me
Babe,
there.
so it would be up to the TC or Sweet Pea to switch from INT, which is interphone, to the unit.
Well, you just ask him to, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to ask them to. Yeah.
Okay. Just curious. Yeah,
also,
true.
did you do rolls for Sweet Pea?
I did not. That's a good point. Yeah, I did not. You want me to do that?
You're gonna find out the same information.
Well, and we've all said this stuff out loud anyway, so if you got something to say, Sweet Pea.
Yeah, that's true.
That's good.
Yeah. it
Okay,
is.
I've got my 44 out at this point.
Okay.
What are you doing, Hades? Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna back up to the tank, because if something's happening, I want to be inside armor.
We have a bonus die in the chat.
Ooh, thanks, Ballard. It's going to the gunner. Which gunner? The bow gunner or the main gunner? So Sweet Pea or Ojos?
Bishop, can you hear me? I shout.
Main gunner.
Go.
That Kugelwagen moves. Blow it off the face of this motherfucking planet.
Copy. Thanks, Ballard. I love you.
Okay, and I shout over the top of the tank, right towards these guys. I'm in undercover, but I expose my head and say, "There's Nocta!" Which is, who else is there?
They're
And-
burning us too in there.
There's nobody else inside, Sergeant Knoblauch.
How the fuck does he know my name?
This is where the mindfuck part of the
This is
game comes in.
Here comes they're aliens.
It's all been a psyop.
Okay, now I'm getting pissed, right? Alle auf die Knie! Aber sofort! Which is, everyone on your knees, immediately.
So everybody gets on their knees. They comply. Their hands are up.
Even the SS officer?
Yep.
If he doesn't, I just shoot him.
He gets in the mud with his boys.
Say, okay, Horner, back me up. I approach around the side of the tank.
Okay.
While you're in the mud, squeal like a pig.
Where are all the rifles?
They're kind of so the infantry turned when the tank pulled up to face, and then they obviously got down in the mud. So the majority of the rifles are kind of behind the infantry now, and the SS officer is closest to the tank, behind some of the other men in the dirt. And there is a rifle close by, but not like an immediate I can reach down and grab close
Okay.
by.
Well, I go straight to the SS officers. I'm walking by all these other guys. I say, "Keine Bewegung," which is don't move, and I just reach straight for his holster and his what are they called? Luger.
His Luger. So he doesn't jerk initially. He does kind of jerk, like in almost an attempt to pull back, and he kind of turns and he says, "I will surrender this to you. You will not take my weapon."
I put my gun straight against his head. Maybe now would be a good time to surrender.
And he turns to you, and he's got his hands up still, and then he says, "Sergeant First Class, if you will allow me, I will surrender."
Go ahead and surrender. I've still got my 44 against his head.
I'm doing something while they're doing this, just putting that out there.
Okay, so pause for a second, because there's still some other stuff I wanna get to others too. Those of you in the tank, what are you doing?
I'm just at the controls, ready to move if I need to, but with everyone outside of the tank, I'm probably not moving, so I'm just sitting there kind of tense at the controls. Sweet Pea, I imagine, probably has he's on the coax, right? Which gun is he actually on?
Yeah, so the one that
30 cal.
That's
I see it
Forlath
there.
is hovering.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 30 cal.
Yeah, but he's not on
So I
guns,
imagine.
that's Bishop.
No, yeah. So I imagine Sweet Pea's got that aimed directly at that officer. But now,
Okay.
Knoblauch's very close to him, so.
Okay. All right. Ojos,
How many stories is this thing?
the house.
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, you know what? I already get in fucking trouble for everything anyway, so let's do this. I'm going to fire some suppressive fire into the upper portion of the house.
Which weapon?
Some with the coax, not with the HE. I have fired HE at that German officer. I saw
So-
the move.
So what happens is everybody in front of the house is gonna roll quite a bit of damage.
I wasn't even shooting him. I was shooting his canteen. It's fine.
Didn't he tell the other tank to start shooting if they hear fire?
I did.
So
Good.
that might be a bad idea.
Well, what's done is done. The die is
you-
cast, my friend.
You've got 2 of your partners are crunchies right now.
That's fine. Then you know what? I'm just going to aim in on that vehicle and follow orders. When all of that S2 inside is burned,
Well, and so
because
the reason
everyone's
I said
everyone's
something to
out there
GM
just like flirting, right?
the
talking-
reason I said something while they were doing that whole surrender thing was I was going to say I keep my trench gun aimed on them, but I work my way over to the door, and then I'm gonna kick in the door
Okay.
after
I'll wait.
after
I'll
I
wait
ask
on you.
Knoblauch a question.
So what's going on, General?
I am aimed down here at that vehicle with the main gun.
Okay.
I'm working my way towards the door, aiming at these guys in front of Knoblauch, and I say, ATC, what's the word for out?
House.
And so I get next to the door, and I'm about to kick it in.
Okay.
Or you can say Rouse.
Are you shouting there, Cal?
Yeah, so as soon as I can, just making sure you didn't want to do something else first, I'm gonna
Nope.
kick the door in, aim the shotgun, and shout, Rouse!
Okay. And so this is going on, TC, while you've got your gun to him and you're basically had the conversation we've already had. So he's at that door, and you get no response.
I get no response.
Correct.
I kick the door in, and
Okay. So give me a perception check.
So you just went in there by yourself?
no, I'm like in the doorway with a shotgun.
What do you want to do the extra success with?
Extra information.
Okay. Let me find my sheet here. So as you enter the home, or correction, enter the German OP observation post, the first thing that actually hits you in the face is the smell. It's basically smells like a pig's trough. Obviously, soldiers have been coming through the area, likely haven't bathed in weeks. Your initial quick scan shows you that there's dirt and mud all over the place. There's a table with some papers. In the center of the room, you see the fireplace behind the table, an opening that looks like it might go to a kitchen.
Can I
You do
guess? Can I guess?
You do not see
Somebody's
anybody.
burning papers? Sorry, go ahead.
And you do not see anybody.
Do I see what the smoke's coming from? Is it from a... Is there a fireplace in this room, or...
Yeah, there's 2 fireplaces in the home, and based on what you saw outside, and as you go into this house now, this fireplace is lit. It's behind a table, so you can't see if it's logs or something else, but obviously there's a flicker from a fire you know, the table's just obstructing your view.
Is the kitchen on the far side of the building?
Yes.
Hey, TC, I don't see anything in the main room. I'm gonna walk the outside of the building, peek in the kitchen.
Check out that. Well, dude, has
I don't wanna
Bishop blown up the car yet?
No.
He has not. Okay. I say check out that car. That Kraftwagen.
But you say that to Horner?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll make my way. Oh, yeah, I'm on the map. So I imagine I was whatever door over here.
Yep.
So I'll make my way around to the south edge.
So we'll stop you at the door for a minute. We're gonna go back to your TC. Okay. So, you're allowing him to surrender his weapon to you, right, TC?
Yep.
Okay. So
I still got my gun pointed right at his head.
okay, are you in front of him? Are you to the side?
Side.
Where are you? So
To the
like
side.
this.
Yep.
Okay. Just wondering. So he turns to you and
And I say, langsam, langsam, which is slow.
okay. So he immediately clicks his heels together, throws out his Nazi salute,
Nazi swine.
and he is slowly going for his weapon.
Okay.
Okay?
Continue.
So he pulls it up, and it's like this. And he stops. And he puts it under his chin.
Can I grab it?
Well, yeah, so if you're trying to stop him, we're gonna do some checks, but
Fuck it. I step back.
and so he still holds it there, looks at you and smiles, and pulls the trigger. And the second he does that, obviously his head explodes with carnage and ludicrous gibs.
He used an HE round.
His troops next to him, they kind of jerk, but they don't do anything. They still continue. Their hands stay up. Obviously, blood and junk hits them. There is some gore that does hit you, Forlath, because he doesn't let you back up enough. So you, Sweet Pea, and Buddy Guy, I'm gonna need a guts check from you.
Okay, remember all their bonuses from me.
I get it, a guts check to see if you got guts.
So it's inspiring 1 and 2 is all they're gonna get, not tactician.
No, but there's
and cool head.
additional.
Cool head. Yep.
Yeah. I thought it was like 4. Was it like 4?
Yeah, so cool head gives you those within line of sight of you +1. Inspiring, they're in the same zone. Inspiring 1 is another 1, and then inspiring 2 is 2. So they get, so Sev and Preacher get 4 extra dice to their guts check, Sev. So if you want to re-roll, that's fine. I mean, you had a success, so, but if you want to re-roll, that's fine, because that's, or re-roll at least 3, so give me 3d6.
I don't know where that 3d6 there just came from. That's interesting.
That came from your initial roll. I had deleted it. Sorry.
It just looked weird for a second there. Alright, so 4 more.
Do I get any pluses? Allies in the same zone. Allies in the same zone. When commanding.
Yes, you get +1 because of the cool head. But when you do your roll, it's going to be at a -1 because you are so close and you do get some of the gibs on you.
Son of a! You just made that up. And I failed.
Okay. So, TC on your character sheet under skills.
Yep.
Under fear, check nervous.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that messes up my. No, it says if I'm not stunned or suppressed. Okay.
Which one is that? I see you click tired. Nervous is to the right. It's all the checkboxes are on the right there. That's okay.
I can't find it anymore. Talents and specialization. Where the fuck is it?
Skills on your sheet. It's to the right of tired, the one you checked.
Yeah, I've already forgotten where I clicked. Sorry.
On your sheet, skills, right? You see skills?
Oh, there, I see it. I see it. Okay. Yeah. I was on the left side of nervous instead of the right side.
There you go.
No, I was just looking at my talents and specializations. If I'm stunned or suppressed, my guts pluses don't work for the rest of the crew.
Okay. And so, Wolf, as you're looking through that, are you looking through the scope on the Kubelwagen? Or are you just looking like at a wide view? How are you doing this?
I need to keep a wide view. Like the crosshairs are already on the thing. All I gotta do is pull the trigger for the coax.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Roger. So perceptive.
Okay. Basically, as you're looking at this Kubelwagen, you're not seeing anything so much so that's directly near your TC and the soldiers. Certainly, you can see some of the soldiers in the scope, and you did hear the pop. But your success allows you to ignore that because, I don't know, maybe you have nerves of steel. Maybe it's your combat hardenedness from being in the Africa campaign. But your eyes remain steadfast on the Kubelwagen. And you can't tell, but it almost looked like just above the windshield, like above the dashboard, it looked like you might have seen like movement. Like if someone was laying down in the seat or something like that, you might have caught, like, to you it might have looked like a shoulder or something like that, but that was about it.
Okay. I know what I want to do, but I'm gonna get yelled at for about another 15 minutes if I do it. So I'm pushing myself immediately out of that seat and grabbing, again, the Thompson was just kind of laying there, and I grab that and I'm coming up out of the turret, and I yell, "Hoarder, there's somebody in that vehicle!" And so now instead of being in the gunner seat, I'm just kind of like up top with the Thompson. So I'm kind of like right here inside of the turret with the Thompson. Actually, fuck that Thompson. We got a 50 cal in that bitch, right?
You do have a 50 cal. It's strapped. It's locked currently.
Okay, never mind then. The Jeeps can't roll. Jeeps aren't people, dude.
Jeep.
This is not cars.
Jeep. So as soon as, and this is all kind of happening at once, right? So as soon as that SS officer pops his head, and you see that, and this is also when Horner is coming around the corner, giggity. You hear the engine on the Kubelwagen kick up, right? And it does come to life, and you still can't really see anybody, but the tires, they start spinning, and mud, if you were behind it, you would see that there's a lot of mud going on, and mud is starting to spit up. And yes, the Kubelwagen is moving, or starting to move, but the mud is keeping it in place, and for some reason I can't select.
Can I
There it goes.
spend a lucky strike to like take a reaction here right away, basically?
Yeah. Tell me what you want to do.
Okay.
Ramming speed.
Well, tell me. Yeah, basically, tell me if this is feasible. Like, sitting there in the driver's seat, I would be familiar with the speed and the acceleration of this tank, and I'd see that vehicle starting to move. I'm on the controls, prepared to move. Would I kind of think that I can possibly, just drive forward? And I would kind of turn it and go, this way and kind of intersect it with them, so I can just like T-bone and just drive over top of it. If that makes sense.
If that's what you're trying to do to get out in front of it this way, at its current rate of speed and its inability to gain traction in the mud, because whoever's doing this is obviously like, shit, I'm trying to get out of here, and they don't realize you're not supposed to floor it in the mud, and they floor it in the mud. So it is moving, but it's creeping right now, and it's kind of fishtailing a little bit. So at this current moment, you think that you could get in front of it if you want to do something like that? Yes.
All right, yeah. Then I would have, as soon as I heard it starting to rev, started driving forward as fast as I can. The goal is to bring a tread up and over the hood and, kind of pin it in place.
Okay.
Operate test, I'm assuming?
Yes, please. TC.
All right. Is that spending just one lucky strike to be able to do this?
No, I'm going to make you use 2.
Okay. Hey, I got 1.
Okay. So currently your operate test will allow you basically to get to this point, because that's about 10 to 12 meters. And, obviously
Okay.
the tank doesn't move that fast. You got to go from granny gear, and you got to turn it, and you got to get moving. But also this thing has only moved maybe like 3 or 4 feet, if that, and that's it.
Okay. So, yeah, I start moving forward, and I'm just driving, and I'm kind of like, judging it, trying to see where I'm going to collide with it in the way that I want to.
Okay. So this is unfolding. What's going on then, everybody?
I'd like to shout something if I can.
Do it.
Okay, I wipe the gore out of my face, and I put my hands up, and I shout out first in German, "Keine Bewegung! Keine Bewegung!" which is don't move. And then in English, "Hold your fire! Hold your fire!"
So anyway, I start firing.
So anyway, I
started blasting.
So the infantry troops stay where they are. They don't move.
And Babe, the crew of Babe, they don't start shooting us?
No, Babe holds their fire because there's too much in the way in terms of you got all of the crunchies right next to the house, and then you've got Blackjack right there. They're not doing anything except for their turret. You could see their turret. It's trying to track the Kubelwagen, but they're not going to fire.
Okay.
That you're aware of.
I kind of approach the, if the picture is accurate, I've got the passenger side next to me, right?
Yes.
Do Germans drive on the wrong side?
No.
No, I have it flipped to go with the image that I had there. So here, hold on.
I just, wait, am I going to be closer to the driver then?
Yeah. Oops, that
Okay.
didn't go. There. Look at that. Just trying to keep with the perspective.
Kind of cautiously approach, aim the shotgun clearly, in the window, but I'm not close enough that he can turn at me, and I see him sputtering, and then I repeat what I just learned from Knoblauch, and hey, Rouse!
And he's not paying attention to you. He's not focused on you at all. He's kind of like this. He's bent down. He's barely looking over the windshield, and he's just kind of, he's on it.
He's committed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I shout, taking one shot, and I shoot his front tire.
Okay.
I basically shout that so they're not all surprised when a bullet rings out.
All right. Combat on your sheet there, sir. And go ahead and give me a roll on Pap's Trench. Its range is 10 meters. You're right next to it. So you're in short range.
That's ranged combat, though, that I'm rolling?
Yeah, you see on your combat sheet where your weapons are located.
Oh, separate sheet. Okay.
Yeah. So if you look in there, you see Pap's Trench. Is his trench gun? The
roll
dice
attack?
all the way to the right. Yes.
Okay.
So there's going to be no modifiers for that.
No, I mean he's spinning in the mud, but he's not moving fast. No modifier for a slow to barely moving target.
No, you have a shotgun.
Okay. Just shooting my shot.
Yep. And you have an extra success. Do you want to do anything with it?
No, because I can't really fold that into, intimidating or anything, right? Like I can't press that to shout, get the fuck out
No,
of the
usually
car again.
you usually pump it into like extra damage or something, but with the one success, you are obviously going to eviscerate that tire. So you could do a lucky strike or group lucky strike.
Is there a is pumping it any part of an action? Repumping my shotgun?
That would be considered a reload. And I believe for close, let's see here. That would be
Quick.
yeah, that'd be a fast action.
Well, then if I can, I rack one and I'll bank it as a lucky.
Okay. Yours or the team?
Mine.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything while this is going on?
Still trying to drive over the hood.
I mean, I've obviously looked over my shoulder to see what's going on, but I'm still, I don't trust these Germans in front of me.
Okay. So you're successful and you hit the tire. So tell me exactly what happens, and I'll tell you what starts to happen with the car.
So I shoot at him. I shouted at him, hoping he'd get out of the car. He didn't. So I just turn, I look at that front tire. I shout so that my buddies aren't, surprised by the sudden gunfire, firing one. The tire explodes. I immediately rack one and I aim back at the driver's seat.
Okay. And so as the vehicle is slowly starting to move forward, when you hit that tire, you can see his arm kind of drop down on the wheel, right? Because he can't steer anymore. So the wheel is starting to turn, but the rest of the car is still going, but his tail is kind of coming around. So he's more like that. So it's like a slow spin because it's still spinning, and he's turning the wheel to try and go straight. And now he's more sitting upright, and he doesn't even give a shit at this point. He's still trying to drive. That tire is still going.
Is he going slow enough that I could, put the barrel right up against the window?
There is no window.
But there's no window because it's convertible.
Well, just right up. Once again, I'm not, making contact or getting close enough to be hit, but, just putting out that presence of, dude, I'm right here with a shotgun in your face. get out of the car.
Yes. So, are you shooting, or are you just trying to intimidate him?
I'm trying to intimidate him. Because I don't think he's going to get enough speed to really smush anybody or hurt anybody just by driving, but...
He does not look at you and does not let up on the gas.
Can I assault him? And is he going slow enough that I can smack him with the butt?
That probably wouldn't be a wise idea, but you can try.
Dang.
Sev, you're still driving. Are you altering course?
No, I'm this entire time I'm trying to get the tread up and over top of it like that, basically. So.
Okay,
But
so
I just didn't want to jump the gun. I mean, you're telling the time here.
Yeah, no. It's you're still slowly moving forward. Obviously, you're probably pretty much right on him at this point. Also, like around here, and that's where we're at currently.
Okay.
I assume I've got shot, right? Not slugs.
Yes.
Because I probably can't, just put one in the engine block with what I've got.
What's TC doing this whole time?
Wiping blood from his eyes.
I mean, apparently, or I'm guessing this is all happening like.
Yeah, I say this whole time, but it is like within 5 seconds, right?
Yeah, probably like 5 to 10 seconds. Yeah.
So I hear Horner shouting behind me. I see the tank. I see a guy rolling the tank up on him. We could go two ways with this. We could just shoot him, or where's he gonna go? Just let him spin his tires.
At this point, I was just thinking, let the tank driver, immobilize the vehicle while I keep a gun trained on the driver.
Yeah, where's he gonna go, right? And I'm watching these guys on the ground.
Okay.
Do I have the time to have a conversation with these guys?
Not at this point. No, it's too quick. I mean, you could shout like one or two phrases, but not like an interrogation kind of thing.
Well, I tell him to stop.
And they're all obviously shaking at this point. And you can hear, so most of them just keep straight forward looking at their eyes. One of them turns and he does start shouting in German, "Stop, stop, stop. We don't want to die." But he doesn't do anything.
What does Bishop do?
What is Bishop?
Bishop lights him up.
You said not to shoot. I'm not going to shoot. I'm just kind of rolling around in that turret with the Thompson, just kind of like, as buddy guy goes and gets ready to make a pancake out of this.
Okay, so where we're at currently is that tank does eventually make contact. The car does stop. And I'm gonna use some foo bars here. And then I'm gonna do this.
It explodes.
Oh god.
It had a mine under the hood, and that
Yeah.
contact just depressed it, and
So in this,
I thought these were the Germans, not the Japanese.
so once the vehicle makes contact and the tire stops spinning, you see the German shove the glass of the vehicle down, right? And as soon as he does so, he hops up, and as he hops up from his lap, you see him pull an MP40 up like this, right? So he's jumping up, pulls the
I'd blow his head
MP40 up,
off his shoulders.
and he starts to try and get up over the hood to run on top of the tank. You said you're gonna shoot?
Yep.
Okay.
I level his shoulders.
Okay. And you are still close range. And he's moving, so actually not really moving that fast. So go ahead and give me a normal roll. Same thing, pap shotgun.
I'm gonna push it.
Okay.
How do I just roll it again? How do I
Yeah,
push?
so you don't have any ones, duds, so you can roll all 4 again.
Does spending a lucky strike when doing that do anything? Like prevent foobars from foobarring?
So if you spend a lucky strike, yeah, that would prevent a dud from turning into a foobar, and it would allow you to roll all 4, but because you have no duds, you can re-roll all 4.
Do we have any saved up dice? People have been dropping us bonus die, like previous games.
You
Previous
currently
sessions?
have 2.
Creature has one.
Yeah, well, the Blackjack itself has 2 lucky strikes.
But yeah, I guess my question is, I think before I didn't have any potential foobars, but then when I re-rolled something, it still counted against me when I got a foobar.
Yeah, so when you push, if you happen to roll a 1, it would turn into a foobar. But
if I spend that lucky, it would prevent that.
No, that is only to allow you to re-roll your ones. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll just push.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. So on your thing, let's see what's your damage is 3. So go ahead and give me a damage roll and add 3 to it. It should be on your character sheet. We'll use that because that's going to be infantry. It's not the tank.
How do I do that?
So on your character sheet at the top, you see the red text in the middle at the top. To hit damage roll, click on damage roll, and then add
+3.
3. Okay. Now next to that, roll critical. Okay.
Shot him out of the car.
Yeah, basically. So
Swept that trench.
so tell me what happens here, because you do whatever it is you want.
Oh, well, if that's the case.
You are successful in your shot, sir.
Then I disable his weapon and his person, and he gives me all of Germany's secrets. So, yeah, he's spinning his tires. I blow out one of them. I'm aiming my gun at him. He doesn't give a crap. He makes contact with the tank, and then I see him shove the window down, pull a gun like he's about to go over the top, WW1 style, and I just say, "Oh, hell no." Bam. And I just, I was aiming for the head, but in the motion, I get him, we'll say, upper chest, and just the whole brunt of it hits him in the upper chest center of mass, and it just knocks him over, and he falls out of the other side of the car.
And that is what happens. The soldiers on the ground don't move. They don't do anything. Their hands, if they could extend them higher, they would be higher, but they cannot extend them higher. What's everybody doing?
I wrap the gun.
Sorry, go ahead.
Just I always want to get that out of the way. I rack the shotgun.
Oh, that's good.
Walk around to the other side to make sure he's down.
Okay. He's down.
Warner,
Alright,
check
so-
the papers. Look out for booby traps.
As that's all happening, I'm going to describe what I'm doing with driving the tank.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, as that happens, I all I can really see is maybe, I'm assuming I have a little, that little window I can look out of, and
Yep.
I see that guy kind of starting to move, maybe get a glimpse of a gun in his hands. I'm still trying to drive up and over top of it, and then I just see him, fly off to the side as the shotgun blast happens. I keep going up and over that way. So like I was trying to angle it like that, and stopping right there. So you tell me whether or not that ends up running him over, because I can't see where the body went.
So
But that's what I'm doing.
Okay,
Hear his
so
Wilhelm scream.
Yeah.
so if this is the car and this is the tank, are you turning and going over the front end to get away from it?
You need to get an actual model tank and Jeep for this. You have one nearby, I bet.
He's gonna set the diorama in front of his camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So here's the building.
I don't have my Jeep made yet, so we'll just do this. Here you go. All right. So
Nice.
this little Tiger tank RC guy, he's
Yeah.
the Jeep, because that's pretty much like the size of these things. And your front is like this at this point, right? Are
Yeah.
you turning and driving over the front end?
Yeah, exactly.
you just-
Up and over, and as soon as I feel that incline going up, I whip. I know it's not a wheel, but
The track?
whip it to the side. Yeah. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Levers, and then that's when I turn it and pop back down onto the ground.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an operate roll. A modifier of -1. Don't forget your talent. That will play an effect here, because it's kind of, it's
Yeah,
not
like
really
driving
stunt
on the
driving, but
ground.
yeah, you're
Right.
not normally just driving here.
Yeah. Trying to find where that is actually. Does that negate my modifier? Do you have to remember off the top of your head?
Yeah, I believe it's just one. So on your sheet under talents and specializations in the middle,
Stunt. +1 to operate tests when driving a vehicle in an extreme way, making a jump or on a motorbike, using a truck to run over another vehicle. So yeah, okay. So yeah, I guess that just gets rid of that -1, wouldn't it?
yes.
One success.
Okay. And so, Calvin, or the guy here, he was about, at this point, you guys see where the officer token is, just for the second?
Yeah.
When you shot him. So when your tank turns, here, let me get it. It's kind of more like this as to where it comes out, Sev. Because it comes up and over. So you'll go over the top of the truck. So tell me what happens, and I'll tell you what happens. You're muted, baby.
Oh, yeah, I am. It's pretty much what I was saying. Like once I feel that tread going up and over, I turn it just a little bit, so then it falls back over, and I'm hoping that I crunch down the front of it.
Okay, yeah, and you do. So you see the front end of the Kubelwagen just kind of go, and it's not really even much of a drop. It just kind of goes up and comes down, and it clips it enough. The tire underneath, the rim, everything kind of squish. And Horner, as you're coming around that car, the back end of it, you do see him come up and over, and the car jerks a little bit next to your side, but it doesn't hit you, doesn't do anything. But when it comes down, the front end of that right side of that track, it finds basically the upper torso of that soldier, so this part and up, and it just comes down on his body, right? So what you see of the body, the legs kind of tilt up a little bit, and the torso kind of is down in the mud, and you don't see anything under the track, but this is kind of how the torso looks sitting under it, and you see pool of blood and everything else kind of start to squish out from under the track.
Well, that's what he gets.
I kind of wave at the tank and, hey, you got him. Get over here, TC.
Right. So I got these 4 guys standing right here. Was it 4 or 5 at this point?
There are 4 of them. I think. Let me double check. Hang on.
Yeah, you said 5 total, and one blew his brains out.
Yes, correct. 5
Which?
or 4 total.
Well, while I pat the Gestapo officer down, looking for papers of any sort, anything of value, I take his Luger and stick it in my waistband. I want to know what unit these guys are from, what they were burning, what their orders are, and force number of troops in the town we're approaching.
All right. So.
And I said we can either do this the easy way or the hard way. This war is over for you guys. You'll get a cushy number back in the UK or in the States. You'll be sleeping with the Fraulines again in no time if you play ball.
So in front of you, as you search the German officer, on him, there are no papers. He has nothing on him on the inside except for the Luger that he has, and the rest of the soldiers, as you're saying that and you're searching this officer, they're all saying, they're obviously, they don't want to start reaching for themselves. They're too afraid to do so. And one of them shouts, "Whatever's on us, just take what's on us. Anything you're looking for is inside the house."
Okay. Who we got? Who's outside here? It's just me and Horner, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I pat them down. I've still got my 44 in my paw. Looking for anything of value. Any ammo or weapon, I fling them wide. Any ammo they've got, because they must have pouches on them, right?
On the soldiers? Just all the soldiers themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I'll, the first guy you search is gonna have an ID, his paybook, handful of family photos, and you find a silver dented cigarette case with German cigarettes in them. And the second guy, ID paybook, a folding pocket knife, and the third guy, his ID paybook and nothing else. And while that's going on, real quick, what's everybody else doing? Because there's still some things going on here. Because that searching at least those 3 is going to take a second. You're backing up?
Yeah, just creeping back to where I was over here.
Okay. Sweet Pea going to be doing anything?
Scanning. He could keep
yeah,
an eye out.
He's just still on the gun and like watching in the windows and stuff.
Ojos?
Just hanging out in the turret with the Thompson.
Horner?
Well, the way he got crushed down into the mud, I don't think I'm going to be reaching through his pulp for papers. So, is his
Loot the corpse.
Yeah, just got to right click on it, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Wrong ticket.
Is his weapon? Can I secure his weapon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's getting sent back home to Pappy in the mail. But so I shoulder his MP40, assuming it's got a strap. But then I reach in and make sure that the car is turned off, so it doesn't,
Yeah, you won't have to do that because when he went over it, it did enough damage to the front end that the engine just shut off.
Okay.
So you won't have to do that.
Well, then after that, I would be coming back over to the door and saying, "Okay, I'm ready to clear the rest of the house. Only thing I couldn't see before was the kitchen."
Anybody else? Nothing? Okay. So I'll come back to you in a second, Calvin.
Yep.
Everybody else kind of doing the same thing for the moment?
Well, can I continue what I was doing, or was there something going to happen?
Yep. No, I was, because I'm going right back to you, TC, and I just wanted to make sure the 3 in the tank weren't doing anything special as we went back.
Oh,
to
gotcha. Okay, so what was it about the last guy? You were about to say something about the last guy.
That you search.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in him is his ID, his paybook. There's a Zippo with the Nazi insignia on it, and a wristwatch that you find. So there's several items on all 4 of the soldiers that you find, and I do have a note of all of those.
Well, I keep that lighter, and I keep any cigarettes that any of them are carrying, right? And I tell them this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna take that white flag. You're gonna keep your hands up. You're gonna go out to this road. You're gonna take a left, and you're just gonna go east until you meet up with some of our military police, and they'll process you. Don't do anything stupid, boys. Keep your heads. Be smart. This war will be over for you. Verstehen Sie, was ich gesagt habe? You understand? Versteh?
And they all kind of slowly start to stand up, and they nod, and one of them is obviously crying, and the other one he's the only one that has spoken up so far. I don't know if he's just got more balls or he's the pseudo guy that everybody looks to in the group, but he turns and in German or broken English, he says, "Thank you, America, Polish conscripts." And he looks down at the German body of the guy that he killed, that shot himself in the head. He kicks it, and the 4 of them start walking east with the flag and the hands up.
Huh. So, Polish conscripts, okay, that tracks, but why would he have a lighter with a swastika on it? Doesn't matter. Let smarter heads worry about that.
We hear them as they go over the horizon saying, "Oh, say, can you see? Oh, say, can you see?"
What a
They
dish.
check the rifles, empty them. If they have any rounds jacked, just cycle through them all, right? And then take the rifles and smack them against the wall until the butts bust off, and then go back up. And then go back up Horner.
Okay, so that'll take about a minute, give or take, as Horner does start to enter the home.
Well, I was gonna not enter from here. If he's coming over to me, I'm gonna say, okay, you watch this door. I'm gonna go around and peek in the kitchen window. And then I would go around and peek in the kitchen window.
Okay. You don't see anything. What you do see, really, is just from the window, likely on what looks to be like a kitchen counter. It's empty, and then on the inside, it looks like to be like some wine glasses, a bottle of wine, and then looks like there's bread sitting there.
Is there a back door on the far side?
Yes, there is. It will go into the kitchen if you go into it.
First, I just I look before I tread into it. Any tracks in the mud coming out of the door, like someone left while we were altercating?
Yeah, but your initial assessment would be that it's the guy that just got cherry popped by buddy guy's fancy driving, and you're shooting. But I mean, outside of that, I mean, there's tracks everywhere. There's car tracks everywhere. There's footprint tracks everywhere. Obviously, there's been a lot of movement since you guys landed on the beach.
Okay, then I would shout over the building. Okay, looks clear over here. I'm gonna come through. Just stay in that door.
And by that
Roger
point,
that.
yeah, TC, you're entering from the opposite side.
Yeah, I maintain position as per Horner's request.
And I would just make a quick sweep. When you say doors and corners, as I make my way through, just look around and work towards the front door.
Okay, give me a perception check. Well, are you just looking for people? Are you looking for
Corners and
people?
doors, that's where they get you.
Yeah, I'm just clearing for people and any obvious booby trap.
Yeah. Okay. So no, you don't need a perception check. So it's clear.
Okay. All right. No enemy combatants. I'm up at the door with TC now.
So we're gonna do a sweep. We're looking for documents. According to those conscripts, the Polish conscripts, they seem to imply that there was something of value in here. We're looking for orders, anything like that.
Okay. Both of you give me perception checks.
And I would check specifically over by the fireplace if that changes anything.
Okay. No, I still need a perception check from both of you.
I have a 6.
And
Two
how
sixes.
how are we using those lucky strikes, gentlemen? Because you both got one.
I'll give one to Buddy Guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we low on the
Thank you.
in the group?
In the group, you have 2.
And that's maxed, right?
I don't have a. Yeah, I guess if it's going to be a max, it should be the same as the player sheet. So yeah, it's maxed.
Okay. Well then, just add it to the searching results, or the looking for, I don't know, hidden panels.
Okay.
A couple of loose floorboards where they keep a bunch of stuff stashed underneath it. Girly mags and vodka.
Oh, girly mags. Okay. All right. So
Vodka.
I'll explain to you what you see initially there, TC, and then I'll go to Horner. So as you start to search the room, as I stated earlier, there's mud everywhere. Obviously, this was used as an OP and probably a place for them to crash outside of the elements. But inside the main room is a large table. On that looks to be like a large map and a small stack of papers. And there's a coffee cup sitting there. In the corner is a radio. In the opposite corner, there's some weapons and ammo. And that is what you currently see.
So what was that about the papers? Say that again?
You have a map on the table, unfolded, and there's a coffee cup sitting on top of it, and there's some loose papers over there as well on the same table.
Okay, look through those and look at the map, see if there's anything that's indicated on the map.
Okay, and you can read German, right? Your
Yep.
character's fluent
Yep.
and all that crap. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
he speaks
so,
with an accent. He speaks with a heavy American accent, but he can read it and speak it.
So what you see on those papers is it's a small stack of what looks to be troop orders in terms of the immediate area for La Mandeline, where you guys just came from, and the Widerstands nests along the beach. So what you can tell by those sheets, it's the troops that are supposed to be over in that area. Like their orders from the high command to being there.
Hello. So does it give us any kind of indication? Does it about troop disposition and fortifications in the town we're approaching?
So as you look at the map, it does show you where troops and numbers are. Where you came from, yes, and Audouville is on there, and you do see that there are markings for both infantry, artillery, and panzer.
Now we're talking. Okay. If Warner hasn't found anything additional, let's get back out to the tank.
So I'll get to Horner now. As you move up into the fireplace, in it is what looks to be a large stack of papers. It looks like somebody dumped quite a bit of things in there, and there's writing on it, and it is still burning.
Anything I can pull out and quickly stomp to put out without, damaging myself?
You can, well, that's up to you on how you do that, but there's always a check.
Well, I got swift hands from having to load that gun, so I get a bonus for that.
See if there's any fireplace tools there.
Oh, there you
you go.
Like stuff
Yeah,
to
if there's
just
a-
shovel it out of there.
You know, the tools grandparents always have, whether they have a working
The-
fireplace or not.
The poker,
The poker. There you go.
the
Fire
log
poker.
grabber.
Oh, little shovel.
Yeah, you see one in the corner with the weapons.
Alright, I would use those, pull stuff out, and quickly tamp it out.
Okay, so you tamp it out. From you, I need 2d6s rolled. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So as you pull these papers out and in the stack, mainly the items on the bottom are pretty much ashed and falling apart at this point. A lot of the pages are blackened from the heat and from the flames. The one thing that obviously is not salvageable because it was on the bottom, it looks to be like a booklet, and it does have in the center of it La Mandoline, the city that which you just came from. There's a Nazi eagle on the front of it with the word, I'm probably gonna butcher this, Geheimnis?
Geheimnis, yeah, secret.
Okay. And on the other one, you have the same thing. It's not as burnt. Same thing, Nazi eagle on it, secret on the front, and underneath it, it says Audouville.
And I would collect what I've got since Calvin doesn't speak German. And I would hand it off to Knoblauch, and last thing I would do is kind of check around the vehicle, since that guy was trying to flee, just in case he packed anything up with him.
Okay. That would take you from outside of the house to outside, which will change real quick to the three in the tank. You guys doing anything? You guys still hanging out in the tank? Watching the areas and stuff?
Probably just nervously tapping my foot, waiting to go. Sitting on the controls. Sweet Pea's just trying to get some eyes in the windows. He's on the gun, watching for anything that needs to be shot.
Ojos?
Just still on Overwatch.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, you get back to the car. Calvin, you don't find anything in the vehicle.
Copy that. Then I hand off all the stuff I got from the fireplace to Knoblauch and head back to the tank.
Well, hello, Dolly. I look through this stuff. Anything good?
Which one are you looking at?
I thought it was a stack of papers.
Yeah, well, they're both kind of booklets. One's titled La Mandoline, and that's the one that's singed up and burnt the most. And then the second one is Audouville.
I'll look at that one first. That's the one we're headed towards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you turn to the first page, and it's titled, and I'm probably going to butcher it again, Funksignale.
Radio signals.
Yep. And underneath it are the words Infantry, Panzer, and Artillery.
Okay. Infantry, Panzer, artillery. And what sort of information does it contain?
It contains radio signals for all three of those in that location.
Wow.
Oh, so radio them and tell them to all go home.
Why not? Why not? And the war is over, boys. Okay, take this. We gotta get this to Lieutenant Finkelstein. Get out to the tank. Let's wrap it up, boys. Nothing more to see here. We seem to have hit the jackpot as far as what the fuck would you call this? Documentation?
Yeah.
Orders?
Intel.
Intel.
Intel, thank you. As far as intel goes, and climb up into Blackjack.
Be on the lookout for panzers.
You know, I almost gave you a nimble test, TC, but I decided to be merciful.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was wondering if you were going to do it when I was getting out in front of all those,
What about Bimble? You gotta check if he's nimbly and bimbly.
Across the radio, Davis comes up, and it's Roy Davis from Babe. Hey, Kris, what'd you get in there? Did you find me any goodies?
We found some intel. Nothing really else. Yeah, there were no supplies or anything. They must have had some kind of supplies, no?
Yeah.
General?
Yeah, I said that there was weapons and ammo in the corners, and there was stuff in the kitchen. Yep.
Oh, what do you mean? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to that part. I was thinking about. My bad. What
That's
sort
okay.
of things in the kitchen?
Basically, it was a brief look when the loader went through, but there was several bottles of French wine, some what looked to be bread that was up top there, and maybe some coffee.
Huh. Yeah, I divvied it up between the two tanks, between the two crews. Pass it
Okay. Well,
up. And the weapons, what kind of weapons?
in the corner were rifles and machine guns, machine pistols, the MP40s.
Yeah, see, we can't just leave this stuff here. I don't want to be carrying it around with us. We don't have the room for it. Yeah, try to sabotage what I can. Although I ask, anybody want an MP40 for your mother?
Mine's for Paul, thank you very much.
Anybody? Anybody? I asked the crew of Babe as well.
Let's see. Yeah, John Schmidt speaks up and says he wants a MP40.
Okay, pass that up as well. And then get in the tank. Can I raise Lieutenant Finkelstein, or is he too far away? Too far ahead?
You can try.
Let's see. He's in Big Ugly, right? Yep. Big Ugly. Big Ugly. This is Blackjack, over.
You just get static.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can catch up with him. All right, buddy guy. Take us out.
All right. Full speed
David.
ahead.
Davis calls out, what's the word? TC, Kris.
Yeah, found some intel. I thought I just talked to him.
He did. He wants to know basically what's going on now. Are they moving? Where is he?
Oh, right,
His position.
right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, let's see if we can catch up with Finkelstein. He's gonna want to see these documents.
Copy. You want me in front or rear?
That's a good question. Yeah, take up the rear.
So, let's see here. Babe could be heard firing up its engines as he starts to pull in reverse to let Blackjack up and out and in the front. And here we go, everybody. And driver, give me an operate -2 because of the mud.
All right.
You have much success in keeping it on the way. Okay, so you guys are back on your way towards Audouville. Once again, there's sporadic hedgerows to the south and flooded fields all around you. In the west, gunfire can be heard, some small explosions here and there, and it does start to get louder as you do approach. In the east, you do still hear explosions, but that's about it. And
Do we need to top off our fuel before we get into the thick of it?
Yeah. So
I imagine
as
that's
you
something I'm keeping an eye on. I
yeah,
don't know
so
how the gauges work on those things.
give me a 5d6, sir.
All right. Did I just remind you about fuel consumption?
You did. You're a man of many talents. Okay, so let's see here. What are your
I
numbers?
think that's a good thing. I got
numbers.
a 6.
You've got a 6. They cancel any ones rolled.
No ones.
No ones. Okay. So at this time, no, you don't need to refuel anything yet.
Okay, cool.
Nothing that you feel is worth spending the time to do so, that is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Wait for me! You left me behind!
Nibble check. And so, let's see here. With that and the time, that is where we will end and pick up next time and see what happens in Audouville. And
Dun, dun, dun.
we will go round table here, as we always do. And we will start with our TC. TC, Kris Knoblauch, Forlath, being played by Forlath.
I like this little sub scenario. That was good fun. That was really engaging, really pulled me in. I apologize if the tank crew, the ones that remain in the tank, weren't feeling very engaged. But I like where this is going. It's nice. Yeah, I'm still loving it. And Knoblauch, Kris is still, he's quietly confident. We just might make it through this.
Thank you, sir.
And you're doing a hell of a job, John. Hell of a
Thank
job.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Onward to our gunner, Ojos Bishop. Ojos.
I don't know what Ojos is feeling right now. There's a lot going on there. There was a lot going on there, things that he doesn't know yet because the information hasn't been shared out. But we're on the move again, and so he's just ready to go, I guess is the best way to put it. And to, kind of piggyback on Forlath, yeah, you're doing a great job here, man. Like, diversifying. It's a nice word for it. So, good job.
Thank you. Thank you. And to our driver, Tech 5, buddy guy.
Yeah. Buddy guy got his, heart pumping a little bit there with the little demolition derby he got to do, running over that Jeep. It could have been a lot messier than the way all of that went. That was a lot of fun, some good, intrigue there in the scenario. Stepping away from the tank combat for a little bit.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Since you played Sweet Pea, yeah. Sweet Pea have anything?
Sweet Pea is probably like super on edge just from staring down those sights the whole time, waiting to pull the triggers. Yeah.
And lastly, Calvin Horner, our loader.
So Calvin is, kind of wiping the mud off his MP40 in the tank while he, considers the fact that he just directly took his first human life. But, he had to hear about all the stuff more than see it during the bigger battles since he was, focused on loading the gun directly in front of him. So he now feels more like he's directly engaged. That's why, it's really why he got out of the tank. At first, he kind of felt like hanging back in case anything came out. When they saw the smoke coming up, he was worried it might be a signal for like a Panzer to come in and blow him up or something. But he gave the guy every chance. He tried to tell him to get out. He tried to disable the vehicle. He tried to show him like, dude, don't mess around. The guy messed around, and so then he had to find out. So Horner's kind of
that you didn't go straight to just trying to shoot him.
Yeah, the guy blowing his brains out made Horner think there be some intel there to get off him, or something worth capturing him. But the guy was persistent, and he persisted right to his own death. So Horner's, like I said, wiping the mud off the guy's gun while he processes all of that.
And thank you for hanging out today, Ballard, and your breaking news, national truthful news are appreciated in the posts. Thank you very much, sir, for the subscriptions from Forlath and JW. Those are appreciated as well. Don't know the next game. Wolf, do you have a date yet for your BattleTech stuff?
Nope.
Okay. No date yet. That's coming up though. So BattleTech fans, Alpha Strike, y'all have that'll be upcoming soon. And that's it. Who would like to tank us away? Anybody want to tank us away? Oh, looks like your last one that didn't put his finger on his nose there, TC.
Oh, what? Oh,
That was so slow. All three of them are like this, and he's like, oh.
I don't know. Tanks for the memories. Did we use that one already?
I don't think we have. Thanks for the memories, everybody. Till next time. See you guys later. And
Night.
good night. Have a beautiful time.